Hey guys, welcome back to the Jays Fit Down podcast. I'm your host Jay. Today we're going to be talking some NFL football. Today's topic is really going to be about who can beat the Chiefs, who can stop the Chiefs, what teams are the biggest threat to KC. Then I'm going to give you my picks, so you guys let me know what you think. Who are some teams that can maybe give them a run for their money at them repeating as Super Bowl champions, something that's not been done since the 2003 New England Patriots when they repeated in 2003, 2004. So we'll talk about that and all those other things as well. Football is back, guys. Of course, college football started last week, and we got some Notre Dame action and some other games as well. Then we had Florida play last night, and they lost. Of course, uh, and then, of course, tomorrow, Saturday, is the big opening day as far as everybody else is concerned in college football. So it's going to be fun this weekend. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And make sure you stay tuned here to Jace with Down. I know we haven't been posting lately. It's just been doing some things to take care of some things. But we're back. And so make sure you guys stay tuned, subscribe to make sure you get all the notifications about when we post. And we will be dropping a lot of content here throughout the football season in both college and the NFL. So make sure you are subscribed so you can stay up to date with everything. But without further ado, let's begin. And so, yeah, like I said, we're starting off today's video talking about the Chiefs and what teams have a chance to dethrone them and take them down as the kings of the AFC that they are, the NFL rather. Um, to me, obviously the first answer that comes to mind would be the Bengals, right? They've already beat them in the AFC Championship game, the 2021 or the 2021 season. They were really competitive with them in the one this past year. They lost, but the Bengals obviously have the Chiefs number, a good amount of the time. And they have beaten them a couple of times before. So, of course, that answer comes to mind. And then you got the Bills, right? I mean, even though they last year wasn't the best year for them, they couldn't beat Cincinnati at home because the offense was they struggled to move the ball. They couldn't run the ball. Josh Allen was struggling, his passing. So, the Bills have some things they need to work on before they can really establish themselves as a serious contender. To me, everybody thinks, yeah, the Bills they were Super Bowl favorites last year. Like, hey, this is a team that it was like everybody's like they're going to go to the Super Bowl and win it last year, and they couldn't even make it past the divisional round because they couldn't beat Cincinnati because they could not run the football in the snow. They couldn't run. They for sure couldn't throw the ball either. So I don't know with the Bills, but first answer for me is obviously going to be the Bengals. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Once they get those guys signed to the contract extensions and stuff, that's gonna, you know, Now the only thing I would say about the Bengals is Joe Burrow is going to be hurt. Probably for the first, he's hurt right now, so he probably might miss the first week or a couple weeks to start the season. We're not really sure what the timetable looks like on that yet. So when Zach Taylor gives an update, we'll let you guys know. But as far as I'm concerned, he's going to miss the beginning of the season for sure, week one. And so that being said, the Bengals need to get off to a hot start. They can't afford to get off to a slow start like they did last year. And whoever is up there at quarterback, they need to make the game very easy for them to manage and get the ball out quick and, not take sacks, not take hits, not make it one dimensional, and be able to move the ball efficiently up and down the field. That's just how it should be for whoever's back there, whether it's Burrow or someone else, especially if it's a backup. But that all being said, my next team up there on the list, it has to be we're still in the AFC right now, but it has to be. Um, I'm not going to say the New York Jets. I would, because they're getting a lot of hype, and the season hasn't even started yet, and they're a good team, but I need to see them play some NFL games before I can jump on the Jets hype train, right? But I was going to say the Los Angeles Chargers. I think the Chargers have the potential to beat Kansas City. I think they've struggled the last couple of times, but they almost beat them last year. And Justin Herbert was hurt ribs, right? He hurt his ribs. He was still trying to go out there and throw the football, and that's something that quarterback cannot do. If quarterback hurts his ribs, it's going to be very hard for him to throw the football efficiently because that's just you can't do that, right? Um, yeah, the Chargers. I mean, and they got a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, who is much better than um, Joe Lombardi. I mean, offensively, like we're not going to see like 30 check downs a game like we were seeing last year in LA. I feel like Kellen is going to have Justin push the ball down the field a whole lot more, which is what he should do because he's got one of the strongest arms in the league. So, I mean, and they got Quentin Johnson, the first rounder from TCU, along with uh, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, right? So and Gerald Everett, who's continuing to have the you know a great emergence in his career. I just also don't. If the offensive line can play well, if they can run the football, the Chargers can be a threat. If they can stay healthy, if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams can stay healthy, the Chargers can really beat a lot of teams, including the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that because every time they played really recently, it's been close. It's just the Chiefs, just at the end of the day, had the better talent. Those games have always been close, and I feel like LA can definitely, the Chargers that is, definitely could dethrone them in the AFC. Now, would they be able to beat the Bengals in the playoffs? Would be a different question. I don't think they could, but they can definitely beat the Chiefs, though, for sure. The Chiefs just have some areas of concerns. They're spotty defensively. They have been the last couple of years, but of course it hasn't mattered because the defense has played well enough for them to win the games that they've been in, the playoff games, Super Bowls. And Patrick Mahomes is just Patrick Mahomes. He's like something out of like a movie or something. I don't know. It's weird, but then I think I can't really go into any other teams. I can't say like I said, I can't say the Jets because I don't know what they look like yet. I can't, preseason obviously doesn't tell you anything. Regular season, that's what I'm waiting to see. Can they put all together? Can the Jets like live on the hype? Can they go out and win meaningful games against Baltimore, against your Cincinnati's, against your Bills, whoever, your Chiefs, right? Those are things I'm looking forward to seeing. But staying in the AFC, teams that can stop the Chiefs or at least give them a challenge. The Broncos, the Denver Broncos, and everybody's gonna give me hate on. Please listen, just hear me out. The Broncos, as dreadful as they were last year, and they were pretty dreadful. They got a new coach, new regime. Sean Payton, he's bringing a lot of his old Saints players, guys that know his system, know his culture, know the way he likes to play. He's other than making those comments on Nathaniel Hackett, like he did a couple of weeks ago, close to a month ago, wherever, how long ago that was, he's done some really smart things since he's taken over as head coach of the Broncos. And I expect the Broncos to be really good this year if Russell Wilson can adapt to this system, to Sean Payton's system, which is known to benefit quarterbacks, to help quarterbacks, like they were Drew Brees, and how it made him one of the NFL's best passers ever when he went to New Orleans. I mean, can Russell bring that type of production to this Denver offense? Because remember, the defense was really good. The defense wasn't an issue. They were like top 10, I believe, top 15 as far as, defense wise across the league. They were really solid. Like they get after the passer, they have guys that can rush a passer. They're good at stopping the run. Their defensive secondary is really good with Justin Simmons back there, who was tied in the NFL for interceptions with six. Patrick Surtain is locking down. You already know that. Um, the Broncos have a great team. It's just offense needs to get it together. Can offensive line protect? They went out and got Mike McGlinchey from the 49ers, gave him a big deal. They went and got the offensive guard from Baltimore as well. So they obviously were putting emphasis on positions of need because they want their offense to be productive and to be efficient in 2023. And I think they can. And I believe if they click on all cylinders, if they stay healthy, if Jerry Judy can continue to take that next step, continue to elevate his game, if he can play at least 14 to 15 games this year, it's Cortland Sutton as well. This team has a potential to be in the playoffs and beat the Chiefs. I think they can. I think they can compete with the Chiefs. I think they can. So to name the AFC teams that can compete with the Kansas City Chiefs, all right, name the Bengals. We know that. The Chargers and the Broncos. Everybody else, I just don't. I can't see it right now. Baltimore, no. Um, as good as their defense is, I just can't. No, not Baltimore. Not Pittsburgh. Um, you know, definitely not the Raiders. Uh, but the Bills. No, until I can see that they actually can go out and play consistent football all year. I can go out as long as I can see that Josh Allen can go out and play consistent football all year. Then I'll put the Bills on that list. But switching over to the NFC, you can put the Eagles and you can put down the 49ers right there. Other than that, there's no threat to Kansas City in the NFC conference because we saw what Philly did. They put up 33 points against them. They almost won the Super Bowl. They should have won it, but they will fight. They can fight with Kansas City. They could beat them, and they definitely could beat them for sure. The Eagles. I mean, Jalen Hurts obviously being at quarterback, and um, they got that monster backfield with Swift and Kenneth Gainwell. Like, I mean, AJ Brown, we know what he can do. Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Dallas Goddard is continuing to emerge as a good, really good tight end. He's a very, I'm telling you, Dallas Goddard is going to be like, he's one of the top tight ends in the league. And people don't give him enough credit. I'm giving him credit right now. I love the way Dallas Goddard plays. I love his game. He's very sound in his route running. He's a great receiver as far as his hands are really good for a tight end. Eagles fans are used to Zach Ertz and what he was doing all those years, but Dallas Goddard was quietly emerging and getting more and more better, ready for his opportunity to shine. And he had a great season last year, being the number one tight end. So I expect that to continue this season, moving on and forward. So that's just something to keep in y'all's heads as we count down to the season opener, which is the Chiefs and the Lions on Thursday Night Football on NBC. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a good one. Um, yeah, we'll do a preview of that game before next week, but for right now, I just want to say this is gonna be a good test for both of these teams. The Lions are a very tough and gritty ball club. They get after you. They have a promising offense. I mean, with Goff leading the way with it, and the way that the system is catered to where he can produce sufficiently. Then you add in Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I believe is gonna have a breakout year. I think he can be the offensive player of the year for sure. Amon-Ra St. Brown definitely has the talent to be Offensive Player of the Year. I haven't seen anything to tell me otherwise. He's a very great receiver. He's improved every year he's been in the league. Had over 1,000 yards receiving last year. And that offense is only going to continue to get more and more better and efficient as they all play and with each other and have more and more chemistry. All those reps throughout the offseason, building time and bonding with each other. That all plays, as little as and tedious as it sounds, it all plays an important role when it's time to kick off. Because it's just that time and chemistry you build with one another. If you do not have chemistry on your team, not whether it's in football or any sport, it's going to be hard for you to win and get the results that you want, right? Because everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to be bought into the same goal, the same idea. You know, like look at the Chiefs. I mean, why have they been so successful? Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they have a great offense. Great uh, re- tight end and Travis Kelsey, right? But great coach Andy Reid. But they all bought into that goal. Like we're going to win. We're going to go out and just play our best football each and every week. And that's every team's goal. Well, they say it is. Some teams, I don't know, but that's every team's goal. But I mean, you see it, right? You see the results. They've won multiple Super Bowls in the last 4 years. So it's just things like that that really ties teams together. And I believe the Lions have that, and I think they can. If they make a statement, if they beat Kansas City in KC next week, and make that statement opening win like, hey, we're not going to back down from anybody. We'll play anybody anywhere. That's what Dan Campbell's like, biting kneecaps, whatever he was saying. Like that's the type of guy he is. So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, the Kansas City definitely has a target on their backs this year, and they better watch out because a lot of teams are trying to gun for them and try to keep them from defending as Super Bowl champions. Again, something that has not been done in the last almost 20 years since New England did it with Brady back in '03. So we'll see if KC can break that streak and do it, win back to back, or will somebody else come out the AFC this year, dethrone Kansas City for the moment, and be crowned a new AFC champion? We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that, and let me know the games that you're most looking forward to watching this NFL season. And again, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can hit that link in the video, the subscribe button, hit that, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give us a like, share your thoughts, share it to your friends because the football season. It's coming up, guys. The NFL season's coming up, so you want to make sure you are tuned in to Jay's Fifth Down to get everything you need to know about the NFL and college football. And we will see you next time on Jay's Fifth Down.